International Needs was actually born in the heart of a New Zealander, Ray Harrison, in 1974.
Ray Harrison, who was the world founder of International Needs, asked Glenda, who was working with me in Youth for Christ, if she would like to look after the work of International Needs, and during her time as secretary, the work just grew and developed.
In the early days when we started, the office was, well, at the very start it was actually my desk in the Youth for Christ office, because occasionally Ray Harrison would come over from New Zealand and I was working for YFC and doing International Needs at lunchtime and after work, and they'd kid me as to who I was actually working for, whether it was Ray or whether it was Clive. So it was certainly a great partnership, and we got it all done, but often with a bit of fun in the process. And then the office actually moved to our home and we worked out of a cupboard which my husband built. And then we finally had a table in a little desk, and yeah, look, it was fun. For the first 20 years we worked like that. Clive, when he first came to our home to work in the office at home, we didn't even have a chair with a back on it. He sat on our kitchen bench. So yeah, we laugh about it now and realise, but that was how to grow the ministry. We had no money, and it was very much on a faith basis, and none of us were drawing a salary. Some of the early projects that we were involved in, and one in particular that I very clearly remember, was our work in Bangladesh with Reverend Smith Adhikari, who was the director at that time. And after some years of working with Smith, we were able to bring out a group of 4 little Bengali children, Bangladeshi children, who came out and who formed a little singing group, and we toured with them and took them all around the place. And that was an amazing experience for them. I'm sure they'd never been in McDonald's before, but it was a wonderful experience and really put IN on the map in Australia.
Well, Glenda had been acting in the position, Glenda Diaga had been acting in that position for a number of years in a voluntary capacity, and she had made quite a lot of contacts right across Australia, and funds were starting to come in. And I had opportunities of visiting, as I've just mentioned, some of the countries in the field where we're working, but I also had opportunities of moving across different parts of Australia and developing the work there. And I remember spending 2 or 3 weeks down in Tasmania, and we at that time had done very little in Tasmania, and I travelled right across the north coast of Tasmania, visiting churches and arranging an itinerary for myself. And so just a few months later I went back there and spoke in many churches, and I think we got about 20 to 25 children sponsored during that week that I was there.